All right, so last topic of the day of the episode, we're going to be talking about Damian Lillard. And I know it's kind of a watered down topic now. Everyone and their mom has an opinion on it. So my question is, it's still worth trading for Damian Lillard right now? Because the asking price for him is obviously too high. Because if they could find a common ground, he would be a Miami Heat. He would be a Philadelphia 76er by now. Is it still worth trading for him knowing the price that's been asked for him?
To me, I would say for the Miami Heat, sure. For the Miami Heat, it is still definitely worth it just because one, they do need that type of floor raiser. I mean, they have been a good team for years, but even them getting to the finals, how many times have you actually looked at them and thought, hey, they might win this series? They just haven't had enough firepower in terms of them actually winning the series, in terms of them actually even making noise in the series. And I think if you're asking for them, is it worth it? I would say yes. I would say I feel like for that group, they've maxed out in terms of everything that they could
Sure.
have done. Because I
Yeah.
don't think they're a championship group. I don't think they will win a championship. So yeah, for them, for any other team, it depends because I know that he only wants to go to Miami, but let's be real, what is he going to do if a team makes a call for him and that's the best offer that Portland can get, So,
Yeah, I don't
um,
think it's in his brand to not show up anywhere he goes. I feel like Damian Lillard is kind of like
exactly.
Kevin Durant, where he's just a guy that's gonna hoop. It is what it is. I'm gonna go hoop no matter what. The thing for me though is like, I don't think Miami, even if they do get Dame, is gonna be as good as people think because they lost all their guys, their main players, and they didn't really. Okay, I heard the reports of them getting Kelly Oubre, and maybe it could be like the Lakers, where they just get all minimum contract guys. The thing is, I guess you kind of have to make that trade if you're Miami now because you let guys like Gabe Vincent, Max Strus leave. You do have guys like Kyle Lowry, Duncan Robinson, but those guys are gonna be traded in that package. So I think it would be, what do you get with Damian Lillard? Do you get a Yusuf Nurkic? Do you get another guy on that roster who's an older guy that maybe like a Matisse Thybulle? I know he just got signed. I don't know if that's possible, but
You know,
what I'm trying to say is like, how good can your team be with Damian Lillard? Because Jimmy Butler's getting older. Damian Lillard has 4 years, $200 million left on that contract. So it's like, is it still worth trading for them? Although you have this little window where you just got to the finals, Um, but how good would that team be around him? Because in my opinion, I don't think you can win a championship with just a three-headed snake. I don't think it's possible. We've seen it happen before, but the odds of it are just, it's like you win one championship, then you lose 3 or 4 in a row or something like that. So for me, I guess they pigeonhole themselves where they actually have to make a trade for them. But if I'm any other team, I wouldn't go near that. In all honesty, even if I'm Philadelphia, even if we heard Toronto, like I wouldn't want to trade for a guy that's aging. He's a 6 foot guard. We've seen him miss 2 of the past 3 seasons with injuries. That's like, oh, okay, that's kind of seems like it's gonna be lingering around for a while.
yeah,
Um,
for
so
sure.
I, for other teams, I don't think it's still worth it. But I feel like Portland doesn't have much leverage, in my opinion. Like,
Mm,
what are you gonna do? Keep him and then be mediocre, and then hinder the development of Shaden Sharp and Scoot Henderson, who Scoot Henderson's supposed to be your guy. So at this point, there needs to be
Still got Simons.
exactly another guy who needs the ball in his hands. So it's like,
You know,
you're doing yourself a disservice, and by holding out the process, like Miami's starting to gain more of the leverage, in my opinion, because they just went to the finals. And you know what? Like, another point is like, Miami, also the guys they lost this past summer, those are guys that they kind of like developed over time. They don't have guys that are developing now. I mean, you could say Hayward Highsmith and some guys like that, but if I'm Miami and I'm Portland, like there needs to be a medium where it's like, we need to meet here. We're not gonna pay you 4 first round draft picks plus our best young players and Tyler Hero and this and that. Um, if we're an aging superstar, so I don't think it's worth trading for him in general, but I think the Miami Heat kind of have to at this point.
Yeah, for sure. I think now in terms of one, you got the fans excited.
Yeah, that too.
Dame saying that, hey, Miami's where I want to go. And I mean, I know it as a Laker fan when the whole situation that happened with Kyrie, when I knew that he wanted to be here, I would be frustrated, when we didn't get him when he went to the
Hmm.
Mavericks. That royally pissed me off, and I know that Heat fans, they'll be disappointed, and you start looking at your team differently. You start, do I even want to kind of watch anymore?
Yeah,
Do I
yeah,
think,
that's a good point.
do I even think that they'll be as good now? Because this is what we were relying on. We built the roster to get Dame.
Yeah,
That's how their roster is built right now. Their roster is built to add another piece. It's not for what they have now. I mean,
yeah.
especially now you look at the young players that they have. They have Hawkes Jr. They have what's his name, Jovic.
Jovic, Nikola Jovic.
I like him. I like him a lot too. But they have young pieces where I think they can get a deal done.
It's enough.
But
That's my thing. Like it's
it's
enough. I think they're just being too greedy at this point. Like they have all the draft picks that they can give you. Whether it's not too much, but it's still something that's like down the line. This pick can really hit if Miami goes south, or if someone gets hurt, or if these guys just not are not good anymore. So for me, it's just like, what the hell is taking so long? So does that like question is there more behind it? Is Damian Lillard healthy? Is there other things that are behind the scenes that we don't know about? Because I think that there's a lot of good young players. Maybe it's just the fact that they need a third team. You know what I'm saying? And like
for
all these
sure,
teams are getting ready for the season. And it's like, hey, we had the whole summer to do this. We don't want to disrupt our roster now, and we're scrambling to like figure stuff out. So the longer it takes, I think the value of Dame dwindles down, and the value of the deal dwindles down. Now we could see Portland at the trade deadline having to do this, and now they're going to lose even more of what they could have gone. Like
for
Miami could be
sure,
like, dude, you know what? We're going to keep everything we have. We're not going to do this anymore. Our team is decent, whatever. So
for sure.
yeah, I don't like how it's taking this long, and literally they can wait till the day before. Technically, the deadline is the day before the season starts, but do we really think that's gonna happen? I don't like.
Do you
It's
think
been
it'll
two
take that
months.
long?
I'm starting to think it's gonna take that long. I'm starting to think it's gonna be like October, and we're gonna see that happen. And
Okay,
maybe tomorrow it happens. But you know what? The longer it takes to get a deal done, I think the less value they'll get back for Damian Lillard, in my opinion. I don't think this like how I see it playing out, and how I've seen things play out before. The Portland Trailblazers are gonna have a great start with their young kid, their young rookies. Like they're gonna see a lot of promise and signs. I'm not saying they're gonna win games, but they're gonna be like, whoa, Scoot's the real deal. Whoa, Shaden Sharp's in his third year. Whoa, this guy is good. Simons can
hmm,
play along these guys. He can play off ball. Then we have some
yep,
other guys on the team that are good pieces. Wait, we got something here. Wait, now we got to trade Dame. Now it's too late. Like in my opinion, I think it's gonna be like, oh, no, you guys can keep him. Let him hinder the development, whatever the case is. We're not paying 4 first-round picks and 2 young rookies who the Heat drafted really well. They got Nikola Jovic, Jaime Hawkins. If I'm the Heat, those are 2 guys. I'm like, I kind of don't want to give them up. And I know Damian Lillard, no
yeah,
hate to
no,
Damian Lillard. He's a superstar, but it's like I'm not giving both these guys up, and Tyler Hero, and Kyle Lowry, and Duncan Robinson, all that just for this one aging superstar. When it's like our team has been built on depth. Every year the
yep,
Miami Heat has been competitive is because they have guys 1 through 10 who can come in and give you good minutes. And I'm gonna trade all that just for this one guy who hasn't been playing much. It doesn't seem worth it to me. And I think as time goes on,
yeah,
the Miami Heat realized that, and they're like, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't give all these picks. Maybe we shouldn't give all these players. So that's how I see it playing out. I hope it doesn't take as long as it needs to, because if you look at 2K, the new 2K that dropped out, they're over here saying, well, Damian Lillard now is on the Miami Heat, and they already have
yeah.
everything preset. So it's like everyone in
They're,
the in their grandma knows that this is supposed to happen. Well, the thing is, though, it kind of reminds me of last summer with Donovan Mitchell and the Cavs. Like I thought he was going to be a lock to go to the Knicks, and all of a sudden, the Cavs come out and swoop in and take him.
yes,
So there could be a team out
yes,
here that's really convincing the Blazers, like, hey, like, listen to our deal. Listen to our deal. We have this. We have something better for you. What team is that? I don't know. We'll have to see. But I'm just kind of confused on what's been taking so long. Is it injury concerns? Are they hearing things from other teams where, hey, this could be a potentially better move? Um, I just think it'll get ugly if he reports to training camp for the Portland Trailblazers. Like, I don't think that'd be a good idea for them.
Do you think we could see? To me, I feel like we could see another KD situation playing out
Okay.
where KD, where KD started the year off, he wanted to leave, and
Okay. Okay.
it was widely reported that he wanted to leave. He didn't want to play again for the Brooklyn Nets, but he ended up playing. He started the year off with them, and they started off hot. They started off
But
playing
that's
well
but that's the difference though, because they were a better team. They were projected to be a championship team. This
for
team with
sure.
Damian Lillard is not. I still don't think it has any expectations to do good. This
No,
team is not even a. I don't even think it's a playoff team, in my opinion. Like this team is not going
no,
to win the playoffs, especially with these young
yeah,
guards. Like
absolutely
the
not.
NBA, you need to have skilled veteran guards to win. You can't win with rookie guards. It never happens. I mean, you can't really win with any rookie kind of player, but if you have like a wing, like a Jason Tatum, like we've seen people have success with that. I don't think if you have three or three rookie guards or young guards, it's gonna help you if you have Damian Lillard. So for me,
No,
I can see the situation like Dame is gonna report if he has to, but it just would be an ugly look, and it would kind of just
yeah,
be diminishing his time there in Portland. Like it's getting ugly now. Like it took him so long to request a trade request, and now he's like changed as a character where he's like, I'm not gonna show up to any team that trades for me and this and that. Like it's just getting ugly. I think he's just getting out of hand. And
yeah. It's like I said, the way that it's been done is lousy. I mean, you wait this long
yeah,
to
very
request
lousy.
a trade. You go ahead and sign. Was it last year or 2 years ago? Signed a 2 year, 90 million
That was
or a
last year.
$100 million.
I was there
Exactly,
for that.
2 year.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 year, $100 million deal, and you're also over here posting quotes to Nipsey Hussle songs. Hey, I don't know how much longer I can do this. Should I stay
Yeah.
dedicated? Things like that, and you still end up staying. But then now, when things really do get rough, and you really do want to leave, all of a sudden you're trying to accelerate it.
Yeah.
When should have been something that should have been done.
Well, if I'm taking it from the Portland Trailblazers perspective, it's like, okay, you had all this time to tell us you wanted to trade. We gave your boy a bag,
Yeah,
190 M's or whatever it was, and then all of a sudden you request a trade. So it's like, all right, if you're gonna be like the way I would see it, not if I was a GM, I wouldn't go about it this way. But the way I could see it is that, yo, you kind of finessed us into paying your boy and to doing all this other stuff, and now you want to trade. We just
yeah.
gave like we can't go back on it, and now you want to choose where you want to go, and
Mhm.
you did the bare minimum by abiding your contract and playing, and now we're supposed to reward you for that. Like I feel like that's also a lost art in the NBA. Like people think that just playing with your same franchise throughout your whole career is an award. I mean, bro, you're doing your job. You're doing your job.
Yeah,
Like I'm not downplaying at all because it is great to accomplish so many milestones within an organization. But I don't. I think it's unfair for a player to use that as leverage to the organization. It's like, hey, I've played for you for so long, this and that. Repay me, and this and that. I think you doing your job doesn't owe you wherever you want to go to. You have to think about what's best for the organization. And realistically speaking, a Tyler Hero trade for Damian Lillard doesn't help the Portland Trailblazers. It just basically puts
at
them where
all.
they're at right now to a lesser extent. So if he were to like, I'm sure they've worked with other teams on 3-team trades and 4-team trades and whatever the case is, but you have to understand, like, you might not have to go to Miami. Like, there has to be another spot where it makes sense for all three sides, your
For
side, the
sure.
team that they're training for, and the player side. So, it's just starting to get
Yeah,
ugly, in my opinion. It's just not looking good. So
yeah. I'm thinking, I'm hoping the saga will end soon, but
it will. It will.
it should and it will. But yeah, definitely. Just looking at Dame, it kind of makes you look at him differently, and
It does. It's starting. It's starting to,
you,
in my opinion.
it changed to me. It changed my opinion on him a little bit. I don't have any animosity towards Dame or anything, but I definitely look at him a bit differently now, and I think that I think that Portland should just go ahead and try to get the best deal that
I
they can
agree.
get, whether that's from a team like the Clippers, whether that's from a team like Boston, whoever. It doesn't matter. I think it doesn't. I don't give a damn what Dame says. If I'm gonna get a good return, I'm gonna send you there and let you figure that out. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
that Dame's been playing with them since 2012. Like you said, he's doing his job. I've never understood why in the NBA now, for somebody staying on a team that they're honoring their contract, they
Yeah.
should be sent to the team that they want. Why?
And they gave him another bag last year. Like we just talked about, they gave
Yes,
him the contract. So it's like, bro, we're giving you your money. We're giving you the chance to ask for a trade. You can give us the options where you want to go to. If you're just giving us one, that doesn't help us. So we're gonna have to go behind your back to do what's best for us. So I think it's just starting to get selfish on his part. I don't know. Obviously, we don't know him. We don't talk to him like that. But from the outside looking in, it just seems very selfish. And for
yeah,
doing the bare minimum by biting your contract, which a lot of people in life don't get to see, you can't be like beggars can't be choosers. Like that's just a classic saying. So
absolutely.